Hello. Albert said E equals mc squared. Keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to put a link in the description, and I want you to pause this particular video and go to the link. It is a show called Catchphrase that used to be on UK television many years ago. If you do a search on YouTube for Catchphrase with the host named Roy Walker, it comes up as famous scene from Catchphrase called Snake Charmer. This is all relevant, but how much can you see in that? We are reflections of one another. Some of you may perceive me as a teacher, but a teacher is only as good as the response he gets from the students that he or she is trying to teach. It is a two-way traffic of interaction. So let's go for a little test. Watch the 3-minute clip from Catchphrase in the link in the description, and then come back here and follow on with the rest of this video. Let's see how much you have observed. Let's also see how much I have missed, because I've only watched it a couple of times to get what I'm going to show for you. So we'll pause here. Obviously this won't pause, but for the purposes of this exercise, I'd like you to pause and then come back to this. Okay. How did you get on? What did you see? What was your response? How much did you notice? So I'll give you a testimony of what I have seen in this short clip from this game show called Catchphrase. The first thing to notice is the host name is Roy Walker. Nothing in this reality is coincidence. It is all a world stage. It is all being presented to you. Seek and ye shall find. So Roy Walker is the presenter. Roy in French means king. A walker, I refer you to Star Wars and Luke Skywalker. It is referencing a king or a sun like it walks across the sky. Notice what he is wearing in that particular clip. He has a black suit on with a white tie. Notice also, because he has a buttoned up collar, you have this shape, and then the knot of the tie makes this shape. I ask you, where have you seen that symbol before? Squares and compasses. Squares also being dividers. Now let's switch to the two particular contestants on that show. You are presented with a black female and a white male. Behind them, the background, you will notice you have red and blue diagonal lines. The female contestant stands in front of a box in blue, representation of divine feminine. The male contestant has a red box that he stands behind, representing divine male. When they press the button, you'll notice there is a line that will go from either one of them, 2 into 1, to the main screen where they have to decode the catchphrase. So we are talking about perception, a saying that you will probably have heard, which is shown to you in that game show. It also shows the level of perception of the contestants, particularly when they are put under pressure of being on stage with an audience and therefore a collective energy. Now, is it coincidence? The female contestant is called Martha, which is a variation on Mary, and of course Divine Feminine with the blue of the box. Now the male contestant, who is white, the female contestant is black. You have the black and white, the duality of this reality being shown to you. The background shows the duality, the black background with the red and blue lines. The host, Roy Walker, is wearing black and white. How much plainer can it be portrayed? I'm going to leave aside the winnings of the contestants and the numerical signs that are being given there, and even in what Roy Walker says about, I'm offering you £300 on top of your 195, for example. But the male contestant's name is Sean, but notice how it is spelt, S-E-A-N. So you have a man being seen, but he is also shorn, because it's like Shaun the sheep. It's a shepherding reference. Now the object of this particular game on catchphrase is to be able to tell the catchphrase from the picture that is presented to you. And you'll see very soon that the perception of the contestants, they don't always get it right. On the main screen where they have to guess, there is a rectangle or a cube. Within that rectangle you have 9 smaller squares, and Roy Walker will say to the contestants, take away a square. It begins to reveal a picture. Why is it 9 squares? 9 is the number of completion of man. But you'll notice you have 9 squares, 9 small pictures, but you're still within a square. Even if you reveal the big picture, it is still contained. It is still a simulacrum within a simulacrum, in an artificial reality. Notice also, this may be what is described as English humour. It is all to do with innuendo at the visual that is presented on that picture. What you have is this human energy being displayed, and I wonder how many of you have felt laughter come through as you're watching this when they laugh. They are seeing a picture, their minds are in lower conscious. Even Roy Walker is laughing. He is like representing the archetype of a gatekeeper. And he is also laughing. And even thinking back to it, I can't help how infectious that laughter is. But it's all about lower conscious. Basically, it's alluding to masturbation in those earlier pictures. But they then switch to a sort of bonus round, as it were, before they go back to the main prize of this main picture that they're supposed to decode and get the catchphrase. Now, in the smaller picture, it is very literal and figurative. You have the word story and then a line with 2 arrows going one way, going one to the 2 sides, representing 2 polarities. It's green, it's natural, if I remember rightly. And the catchphrase is to cut a long story short. So that is what this 3 minutes excerpt is doing. It is cutting a long story short, because if you notice the background colours on the screens, you have the fiery red of hell on the cut a long story short, but also changes to resemble this vapor canopy, the purple sky, the ultraviolet. And likewise, when that big picture is revealed, you have a waiter that's tipping his hat. You have a snake, and the catchphrase is snake charmer. The snake is referencing a serpent, the Kundalini rising. You're taking off the hat, you're circumcising yourself. John the Baptist on the silver platter, you are taking off, you are opening up the Sarah Abraham, the cerebrum, to a higher consciousness. And you'll notice at the very end, the loser, in this particular case, is the female contestant, the black woman, Martha, that doesn't get the answer. And Roy Walker says to her, "You've been a great contestant, but sadly we're going to have to let you go. Read into this what you want." So return to the opening moment of this video. I said to you, Albert Einstein said, E equals mc squared. You could say I'm painting a picture, but the picture has already been painted by a group called Landscape, who did a sort of one-hit wonder called Einstein-a-go-go. E equals energy. It's on a horizontal plane. The equals sign, when it is turned to a vertical, becomes an 11. Two pillars. E equals mc squared. But if the energy and the magnetism are brought together, it becomes me. Then you see, but you'll also see that you are contained in a square, in a cube, in this diagnostic zone, as I call it, the simulacrum, as Archaic Channel calls it. Same thing, different labels. This is the thing. We are given all these labels and they become inadequate. So we end up describing things in metaphor, in parables, in allegory. The system is guiding humanity, which I feel that if you have picked up some or all of those things I have raised about that little clip of that game show, catchphrase, even the system is guiding and teaching humanity for those that have the eyes to see and those that have the ears to hear. And how do you achieve that? By being open to all possibilities. Letting thy eye be singular. It doesn't mean looking with a telescope in the physical world. It means looking with an internal telescope from within you. O black hole sun, won't you come? That serpent, that snake that is being charmed, you are the one that has to take the hat off and charm that serpent. Look on the side of any ambulance, you'll see the same symbol. Moses in the desert, the serpent must be raised up. Jesus on the cross, the Son of Man must be raised up. Different ways of saying exactly the same thing, giving you the esoteric meaning, all that is going on within you. So catch the phrase. Don't let it fray. Unify it within oneself, the two hemispheres of the mind. Bring them into unity within oneself. So you could say with the two contestants, representing divine feminine and divine masculine, that line from when it lights up, the two go into one. The light goes into the big picture, you could say. So may that have planted a few seeds, given you another allegorical breakdown of what is presented, even in this material realm, to be discovered, to be uncovered, to be revealed, to see a bigger picture of what is being presented to you. Or you can just stay in the lower conscious, you can laugh at it, but it's really a reflection that is laughing at you. Roy Walker is laughing at everybody, maybe unknowingly. After all, he is just a host like any one of us. For that true essence, for that true oneness that is inside each and every one of us. You are your own gatekeeper, depending on what you are prepared to unlock within yourself to reveal a bigger picture. Love to you all, and ta-ta for now.